A 34-year-old woman walks into her first salary negotiation, asks for $10,000 more, and apologizes mid-sentence. That same week, a hedge fund manager in Manhattan turns $50,000 into $2 million using a strategy no one taught her in school. What does she know that you don't? And if that question just hit a little close to home, good. Stick around, because that's exactly what we're getting into today. If this kind of content is useful to you, hit subscribe. We talk about money the way nobody else does. No jargon, no gatekeeping, just the real stuff. Here's what's interesting. Most personal finance content aimed at women stops at cut the lattes, build an emergency fund. And look, emergency funds matter. But that's survival mode. That's treading water. It's not wealth. And yet that's where the conversation keeps ending. Studies show women receive 35% less proactive financial guidance from advisors than men do. That's Merrill Lynch data, not a feeling. The vocabulary, the culture, the whole framing of risk tolerance, it's been built around a different default user. Sound familiar? But here's the thing that nobody talks about loudly enough. Women outlive men by an average of 5 to 7 years, but retire with 30% less savings. That is not a discipline problem. That is not a latte problem. That is an information and access problem. And the cost of playing it safe, of staying on the sidelines, of waiting, is actually the highest risk move you can make. So, let me reframe something for you. Billionaires don't save their way to wealth. They think in assets, leverage, and asymmetric bets. What if you stopped managing money and started deploying it? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Because the billionaire mindset isn't arrogance, it's pattern recognition. They see money as a tool, not a reward. Most of us were taught to see money as security, something to hold on to, protect, not lose. Billionaires see it as fuel. You put it somewhere strategic, and it multiplies. That's it. And you don't need permission to think that way. Let's talk strategy. Warren Buffett's actual portfolio is highly concentrated. A handful of companies make up the bulk of his returns. Over-diversification isn't safety. It's a fear response dressed up as strategy. Then there's what Jeff Bezos called the regret minimization framework. What's the cost of failure versus the cost of never trying? Apply that to starting a side business, buying a rental property, or making your first angel investment. The math on not trying is actually pretty brutal. There's also OPM, other people's money. Leverage sounds scary, but it's how commercial real estate, business acquisitions, and private equity actually work. It's not reckless, it's structural. And then there's time arbitrage, automating your investments before your paycheck ever hits your spending account. The wealthy buy back time to compound their thinking. You can start doing that this week, and here's the proof it works. Melody Hobson, co-CEO of Ariel Investments, leaned into aggressive equity investing when conventional wisdom said women should play it safer with bonds. Sarah Blakely invested in herself as the asset before she had any external portfolio, and built Spanx from $5,000 into a billion-dollar brand. Here's the kicker. Fidelity's 2021 data showed women investors actually outperform men in returns. The behavior is already there. The scale is the gap. You might be thinking, but investing feels too risky right now. Here's the truth. Staying in cash has a guaranteed negative real return because of inflation. You're already losing. I need more money to start. Fractional shares and micro-investing killed that excuse. This isn't for me yet. Waiting for the right time is the strategy that never pays off. So, here are 3 moves you can make this week. First, audit your asset to savings ratio. How much of your money is actually working versus just sitting there? Second, pick one concentration bet, a skill, a business idea, a stock position you genuinely believe in. And go deeper instead of spreading thin. Third, learn one leverage tool, a A HELOC, a business credit line, margin mechanics, just understand it, even if you don't use it yet. Knowledge is the first form of capital. But what if I lose it? I hear you. Reframe risk as the price of admission, not the thing to avoid. The question isn't whether risk exists. It always does. The question is whether the potential upside justifies the downside. That's the actual calculation. You already manage complexity every single day. Careers, households, relationships, decisions with real stakes. Capital allocation is just another system to run. The women who build real wealth aren't smarter than you. They just stopped waiting to feel ready. $500 a month, invested consistently at a 10% average return, becomes $1 million in under 30 years. The secret isn't some exclusive strategy only billionaires know. It's starting before you feel qualified. That woman who apologized mid-negotiation, she didn't need a different brain. She needed different information. Billionaires didn't steal their wealth secrets from anyone. Now, you don't have to either.